Hello and welcome, friends, to another draft here on Magic Arena. My name is Matthew. We're about to get into another Avatar draft. We are so close to Mythic. I have a good feeling about this draft, but let's jump right into pack one, pick one, shall we? Oh, of note, I will be recording this before the Arena Direct, and this video will likely go up after the Direct, so hopefully I do well. Yeah, hopefully this is good practice for it. This may be the main thing. We've opened a spicy little Mythic. Avatar Aang. When I first read this card, I thought it was only a 4 mana 4/4 flying with 5 mana 2. I didn't realize that basically when it attacks, it draws a card. So this card is quite fun. But let's take a look at the rest of the pack. I think the uncommons. I do like Boomy and Sokka, and then Lo and Lee can be an alright card, but it's by no means hypercritical. May is kind of nice. Commons, there's some alright ones, but we don't really need to talk about that. Let's move on to the next card. Alright, pack two, we have got some interesting stuff. Maybe the strongest card is Teo, Knowledge Seeker, Cruel Administrator. One of those three. I could see an argument for any one of those. Um, Commons, I mean, they're not anywhere close to these uncommons, but I do like the Cadet, the Poxbear, and the Glider Kids. I think those are fine cards. I do like the Ostrich Horse as well. Better in like a Lessons deck, but still good nonetheless. Um, So let's think about this. Knowledge Seeker is a 2-drop that plays well in the blue-black theme of draw cards, but it's also just good in like lessons because a lot of them just say draw extra cards and you make clues fairly easily. Cruel Administrator is nice. It is a 5 mana 5/4 that makes 2/2s when it attacks and it gets better. However, we just took a 4-drop in 4 colors. We're not going to take the 5th color yet, at least. It's going to be one of these 2-drops. I think when in doubt, take the cheaper card is probably a good strategy, but I'm going to take it anyway. Alright, this pack has a lot of spice going on in it. The commons, I like Badger Mole, the horse, and attachments. And then, depending on the deck you want, I mean, you'll play one of these regardless, but the second one gets a lot worse if you don't have a lot of things to sack. And then the tap land, which is fine. This pack, however, has a temple, which is okay if you're doing that stuff. I kind of want to make it work at some point, but if you're not obviously multicoloring, then it's not so good. Sokka, another solid card. It's like one of these two cards is probably the pick. I'm going to start off taking the Combustion Technique. I think it's good because it's a removal spell that is also a lesson. Not a ton of those. Alright, pack 4 has a Herbalist. That card's probably what we're going to take. Boomy also can be fine, but I don't think you want to be in a hurry to pick up expensive cards. 1 mana, enter the Avatar state. Flying, First Strike, Hexproof, Lifelink. That's a lot of abilities for one card, but all that said, we're going to take the Herbalist. It's a good sign that the lesson deck is probably open. Okay, this pack, in the right list, I like June, especially if you have like the Trebuchet that makes dudes when you attack. It's very good. Otherwise, this pack has 2 cards that I'm considering really. It's Aang's Journey as well as Meteor Sword. I think honestly, I do like Meteor Sword more than the Journey, but is that true? You know, it's kind of close. I feel like notably a Cadet as well. Yeah, I'll take Aang's Journey. I don't know. I think just focusing on making sure we've got enough of the mana fixing is important. You want to like make sure you probably start with that, focusing on like the Aang's journeys, the cycles of renewals, the herbalists, and then actually really importantly the blasting jellies. Just a 1 mana artifact that lets you filter for mana. This pack has a couple cards I'm interested in. The Razor Rings, the Cycle, and the Master Piandao for our deck, and then in general, probably the strongest card is the Fire Nation Engineer, but I don't think I'm super interested in picking that up. I think I'm just gonna take another lesson as well. Okay, this pack has a Barrel of Blasting Jelly. I was just talking about this card. I think it's quite important to pick this card up. It's a 5 damage removal spell, which is actually a relevant toughness. There's like things like the Sun Warriors, it's 5 toughness, and a couple others that are important to kill. I don't know if I've read this one yet, actually. 5 mana 5/5, 5 mana trample. Oh, it's just expensive. I think the best card in the pack is the one of these two, but I think the Blasting Jelly is where I want to be. Oh, this is the card that I was talking about, by the way, the Trebuchet. Well, if I'm doing multicolored things, I could take the Kyoshi Island Plaza. That could be a thing I consider. That being said, I also have like three lessons already, which means that maybe I just take Boomy wheels. But you know what? I've not tried the shrines, and I think yeah, I think we still have ample opportunities to get some other stuff going on. Wow, the administrator wheeled? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take it. I think the Pox Bear is quite good. I think since it looks like our base is gonna be blue, maybe like a blue green kind of a thing. I just kind of want to take that. Um, Misty Palms Oasis versus a Northern. I mean, just seems like we are in the open spot for the five color deck, and you know what? We'll take it. Unch. Wow, what's going on with this draft? Crazy. Opened a rather disappointing pack. Two pick one. This is just. I mean, you would play it. You wouldn't take it over most things, but it's fine. What else do we have? I mean, if we're talking uncommons, they're all kind of mediocre. I think Ty Lee is the strongest, as well as the Boulder. Like, I think I take the Boulder here. Like, I guess if it wasn't the Boulder, maybe a Messenger Hawk, but even that seems like kind of just whatever. I'm hoping this wheels, but this pack is not super strong. I guess I could take the Waterbending lesson, but a 4 mana 4/4, is that good enough? I mean, he Earthbends 1 when he attacks, so he's kind of good, but that's probably questionable. All right, this pack has a couple cards that I'm interested in. The Ascension is quite a nasty card, and getting to play it is a gift. If that wasn't in the pack, I mean, I do like all of the uncommons here. I think they're all good. I would probably bias towards the Sparring Dummy and then Meteor Sword, but it's close. I think they're all pretty decent. This card is just a lot of synergy that you just don't want to have to deal with. Okay, this is kind of what we were hoping to get. We're going to get past these multicolored legends. Yep, we're definitely going to take Aang. Would not have minded as I, but or a firebending lesson. It's unfortunate. This pack must have been quite good. Maybe we reel like the peak or something. Yeah. All right. This pack has less, but what are we looking to do? It's got a red green land, a Gran. I think Leaves from the Vine. Still don't think this is very good. I don't know. It's 2 mana to draw a card in a couple turns. Like you need to really want cards in your graveyard, which some decks do, or you really want the counters, but that doesn't even seem that good. Yeah, I think we're gonna take Gran here. Though maybe I'm more green red. Badgermole, the land. No, I'll take Gran. She has the highest upside still. This has White Lotus Hideouts, which taps for the Air Temple. That said, we only have the two so far, so we're not necessarily shrining it up. It's just a decent option. That said, um, I mean, I do think actually I'd take that. It's kind of questionable, but I like that it filters as well. I think that is an important aspect of the card. Um, Thinking about like an octopus form, a green-white duel, though that would be good. Yeah, it looks like we want to make sure we have enough green sources. And I think that's more important. Oh, Long Fang. That card's really good. I still don't believe in Sako's Haiku. It's just never done much for me, and it's only done this slight amount with an opponent, for my opponents. White Black land is not very high on our list. Yeah, Long Fang is totally fine. Mono Black card, because we are not playing any swaps. This pack probably just going to take Lost Days. Not exactly the interaction we want, but it's probably the interaction we deserve. Definitely more so than Zuko. This pack, I mean, we could take the Zuko's Exile. We have Blasting Jelly, we have Combustion and Journey and whatnot, so I think we can just take another lesson here. We don't really need to prioritize any of this stuff. Though I think that one is probably on the weaker end of things. Wow. Sparring Dummy wield. I guess this pack was quite good. Wow. Professor Day. I mean, Lessons is quite open. Then we get to take another green land. Maybe. I mean, at this point, it's questionable if we're going to be playing, like, what exactly we're going to play. But okay, I got to reread this just to make sure it's not accidentally really good in my deck. Okay, I mean, it's 5 mana to get 2 lands, and they all have to be different named, which mission accomplished, but doesn't seem astoundingly strong. So that leaves us with Tools of War, Quench, yeah. Maybe I take Quench. I'm not really going to be able to activate that very often, and this might just be the counterspell we deserve, but we don't want. This guy, I recall not being great. I mean, we would Earthbend, which that's kind of what this guy's bread and butter is. That said, I might just take. We got a lot of playables, and we have good mana fixing. We have 12 creatures. It's close. We are looking to have a blue-red land, though, so I might not be unhappy to take that here over the cycle. What is this guy? Hakoda, 4 mana, 3/5, Vigilant. Very good stats. You may look at the top card of your library and cast allies. Alright, that's quite strong. I mean, we have 8 allies. You know, that's crazy. This card is nuts. What the hell? I mean, I'm happy with it being a 4 mana 3/5 in a deck that's got good fixing, so. Ooh, Earth Kingdom Jailer. I do think it's a good card. However, I do think our deck needs another Blasting Jelly. Okay, what do we have this pack? The Geyser, which is not really very good, in my opinion. Earth Kingdom Soldier. Momo. I think the best, like, if we're talking, like, best card in the pack, I think it's Twin Blades. Momo's alright, too. Take, like, a Mongoose Lizard. I don't think that's very good. I can't say that I feel like I'm likely to play any of these cards, so I'll just take the Land Cycler. Crashing Waves I found to be a good card. This does not seem like a Crashing Waves deck, though. Do I want a second cycle of renewal with double barrels and Aang's Journey? It's possible, yeah. It's definitely possible. Yoshi, the parrots. Yeah, I'll take cycle here. Kyoshi Plaza number 2. Yeah, we didn't really get there on the temples, so maybe I cut those. This, however, feels like a very good moment to pick up the Meteor Sword. Yeah. Boomy looks like he's going to be pretty good. Aang's Journey doesn't seem as great. Maybe we take a second boulder here. Notably, Teo still might be good enough. I want to play Grand and blue stuff for my Aangs, but it's not like crazy. Uh, yeah, we'll take the random energy. Okay, this actually is an interesting pack. Zuko, um, I mean, I guess, sure. Airbending lesson wield? Okay. Well, now I'm not really sure what's going to go on here, but I mean, it's possible I can just cut the. Well, we'll see. We'll see what deck we end up building. We got a lot of knobs and things to turn here. Decent enough fixing. Good interaction. Well, decent enough interaction. Yeah. Anyways, we'll see what we come up with. I'll pause and do some tinkering and see just what makes the most sense. Okay. Well, we're still digging through this, but I kind of wanted to at least take you through my thought process. Uh, my interaction's kind of in this pile, and the weakest one is probably like Ilquentia or Lost Days. We don't really have great synergy on the backside with it, but I think it's okay. Um, yeah. Now I'll pull out my fixing real quick too. Okay, so this is kind of the fixing, like the direct, like obviously this taps for another color type stuff. She requires blue and green. Green is definitely going to be like where we start things off with. We got a lot of decent green stuff. But like Aang's journey seems pretty nice here. Same with the cycle. We'll definitely have like one, looks like one basic of each at like a minimum, and then we'll go from there. Probably like some forests and islands. We'll see. We'll see. Energy bending is definitely the weakest one. Basically, like, is this effect worth it? Do we need the lessons? Is maybe the follow up question. And to that, I say I've got 9 lessons with 2 booming, so it's probably not critical. And also, like on the flip side, like casting that into a 3 mana spell is 5 mana to play something, whatever, right? So we'll probably not be playing the energy bending, and then maybe 2 boomies a lot, or the second boulder is a little suspicious. One of those two, I'm gonna guess. Maybe one of these bits of interaction, because this is probably one of these 2 cards. I don't want to go down on lessons too much, but certainly I just want to take the ones that are relevant. Like getting Zeta get back, it'll quench it. Doesn't seem like that would do anything. But getting back a true ancestry, that's kind of cute. That's almost that's almost great. Synergy slash a loop with this. So yeah, I think we'll cut the quench. We're gonna cut. I mean, I think this card's gonna be really good. Like even yeah, so it starts off by Earthbending 2, and if they kill it, it puts a trigger on it. So there's a lot to like about it. It asks very little of your deck. Same with Gran. Though admittedly, this time she's not as good. We don't really have any waterbending going on. I just think she's a good card. But I guess if we're not going to be blue green as a base, then maybe she gets a bit worse. And Altea might not be great either. But I still think it's probably worth it. And the answer is probably not playing a second Boomy. Though I do think he's quite good. Well, yeah, I mean, just a hand of 2 Boomies is very awkward. So we'll cut down on that. Possibly it's correct to not play the second cycle, not play like the Long Fang or Zuko, but the Earthbending tokens, the Hakoda, oh, sorry, not Hakoda, but um, the Aang and stuff, like it seems fine. It's close. Yeah, I think looking at this a little bit deeper, I mean, I've got some decent 4 mana cards, and I think the second boulder gets a little bit much. And at this point, we have 13 creatures. I guess 14 with the Earthbending Ascension. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of close. How many allies do we get down to? Somehow we didn't lose a single ally through all of those cuts. I guess the allies are just really strong. What can I say? Maybe it's lost days. No, I don't want to cut my interaction any more than I already have. Like, seems a little close to the sun if I'm not doing that. Maybe it's Gran Gran. It's unlikely that I'll be able to attack with her very much, so yeah. Gran Gran, combustion techniques, very good. I don't know if I want to go down any more lessons is the thing, so like cutting lost days feels critical, but maybe that's the one that's supposed to go. It's probably one of these three cards, I'm gonna guess. Yeah. And losing out on a lesson seems worse than an ally, but that might not be true. All right, sorry, Gran Gran. I do think you're strong, but I do think you're the weakest on turn 5 or 6, which is like maybe we'd only cast a blue spell on like 3 or 4. You know, we got to be a little careful about that. All right, now time to fix this mana base. I think it's correct with one of each, just to make sure that the cycles and the journey can get a basic, because then that really opens up the fixing for us. I'm not gonna consider the sparring dummy fixing when I'm considering like colors and stuff. So let's think about this. Lessons casts this is a green land for what matters. A red card and a white card. It's just very good. And then worst comes to worst, it can filter, which is I think an important aspect of it. We have what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green, probably 9 green, probably 1 plains. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whites. It's a little light. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 white. That sounds better. For Zuko, Aang, Hakoda, and Aang. 4 cards, 5 cards. Don't know if we'll be able to do much better than that, but let's look at blue. That's the other one that I've probably got wiggle room on. So what do we have? 3, 4, 4 blue, 5, 4 blue, 5, 6, 7 blue, 8, 9, and then we consider green being also this blasting jelly, which I don't actually think I want to do. I think the deck functions if I hit a green source, but I don't think it functions particularly well if my green is only from a blasting jelly. So yeah, I think this is a good deck. This is how we're gonna rock it. And if you're liking the string of 5 color decks that apparently I've been drafting a lot of, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Or not, I don't really care. Live your best life. If you like what I got going on, I'm trying to put out a video a day. So for the immediate future, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be trying our best to get some wins. Speaking of wins, you got to play games to win. So we are close. We can smell the mythic. It is almost end of the month. All right, so this has, I think all of my important early drops are green or blue, so this is fine. So that means I'm not going to go with the blasting jelly right away. And then turn 2, I can cast Zuko, so red. So notably, Zuko, I cannot cast Zuko with my current mana. However, I don't really think it's a big problem. Also, it's kind of fun going airship into airship, so. Aang's Journey. Alright, we are up against a fellow connoisseur of the 4-color goodness. That's pretty funny. And I actually think, I mean, I did it a lot for the meme, but I do think it was the correct play. So. Okay, well, this is gonna be a spooky scenario for sure. No, well, I guess punished for playing the planes instead of them. Well, that's not true. Well, we'll see if their broken stuff is better than my broken stuff. Not really sure I've considered the mirror properly when building the deck, but we got some good cards. Notably, the combustion does not kill the Pathic. They get a seismic sense. That's a good one. You get to look at the top four and get a creature or land. However, they're holding it up. Oh, they don't have the green. Makes sense. Well, I see your 2/4 and raise you a 2/4. We are tapping out, but you know what? It's not like I'm going to do anything different. So waiting a turn, getting a Mechanist. Well, that's a fairly good card, but they might. Oh yeah, bounce my guy, get a dude, put a counter on him. Pretty good. Yeah, well, bouncing Zuko is good. And this guy is nice. They will be able to draw a card and probably go removal into removal, but I mean, I think Aang is just very strong. Well, sometimes you miss. I actually didn't even do the math, but I feel like Aang is a fairly high likelihood of hitting most of the time. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely not blocking. Okay, so this next turn we actually have some decent. So, unfortunately, we don't have. I'm gonna go with Zay just to try to hold up Airbending Lesson. And then I think I hold this. We play our tap land. We attack. Okay. I mean, I think it behooves me to chill. Toph is a pretty good card. Discarding for Seismic Sense makes a lot of sense. Dig 8 cards. That is quite nice. I guess I'm not worried about any of these things. I mean, sure. Is it a bit awkward? Yeah. Oh, they get Aang as well. Okay. Well, they have white blue. It could be Quench. If they do, I think it's all right. I think this has to be on another creature. Also, notably, uh, I thought this was an instant speed. So good to know that that works like that. We're finding out good things. What is he gonna be? He's gonna be a 4/4 vigilant flyer that earthbends during at the beginning of combat. So they're playing their good cards. I'm playing my good cards. Whose good cards are better? We'll find out. Okay, so we have a meteor sword now. So I think I'm actually more worried about Toph earthbending 1 to draw a card for Aang. I have Zuko, I have Professor Zay, I have Combustion Technique. I guess this is 4 damage. I also have Barrels of Blasting Jelly still. Yeah, I think we do this. This Fire Lord Zuko is going to get to um, become massive. Yeah, this is a crazy one. Oh, lands have vigilance, I see. So they're gonna block and then sack it, which is the right play, of course. And that's fine. Okay, well, I mean, this is kind of a crazy one. I probably cannot try to kill Aang in response. Access to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, 8 mana next turn. So I can't quite sword plus technique. If they tap out for some reason, that would be okay. Oh, that's whenever you cast any spell. Crazy. Ward of 1. Hmm. Well, I can Professor. I can get back Airbending Lesson. And then airbend something to Zuko it. That'd be kind of cute. I think I'd rather hold off and shoot my um or airbend my meteor sword. Like that's kind of the synergy that I'm looking for. I think we're gonna be meteor sorting this turn. 3/5 or 3/3 isn't as relevant as a 5/5, so I think I do like making a bigger creature just a little bit more. All right, so it does kind of look like they're going to go for something, some trick. We'll just have to see what it is. Okay. We'll see what targets they choose. That one is irrelevant at the moment. That's putting a counter on Toph, making it a 4 toughness creature. So I should have played my land first. That's for sure. I do think I'm okay with blasting jellying the creature here, playing my land, and getting the 6th. So they are spreading their counters out quite nicely. I do need to save something to kill Aang. I don't want to trade my 5/5. That feels like it's going to be very relevant on this board. Yeah. Brain says that that is the right play. And then I have the right mana up afterwards, so... It's actually kind of awkward. I guess this casts for a lesson, so I don't need to be worried about it. I guess I could have done that first, but... This does stop him from drawing a card from the airbending lesson, but... Now Toph is a bit bigger. I guess I'd rather get a sparring dummy to chump. No, I think I'd rather the 5/5. I'd rather the 5/5 and the ability to deal 4 damage to something. I think we're going to be discarding with the Professor. It's just very important that I deal with Aang. There we go. Alright, so we stopped Aang from going off. They can get in for a few points of damage, but nothing crazy. Yeah. Earthbending Lesson's a pretty good one. That said, is that the right thing to kill here? I mean, they have 2 cards. They have Toph. She's kind of annoying. Could kill the Reach creature. That's what, 7 mana? We'd have 1 mana left over on our creature. I actually think I'd rather Earthbender Ascension. Put it on my swamp. Search for, I suppose, an island. And then get in there for some damage here. I think I'd rather, like, I'm content with the 2/3 at the moment, so let's go. Sure. And then, I mean, there's a world where I should attack with something else, but... Okay. We're in a fairly precarious position. Well, that is good. They get to get my combustion technique. And then with it, they get to kill my Aang. That would be what I would do. Actually, so this is really interesting. Oh, so they have 7. Let me think about this. So it would trigger 3 times, and I would put a counter on Aang once. Is there anything I can do? Just double check that math. Flash, is there anything worth grabbing from my hand, my deck? I don't think the answer is yes. Alright. Bye. So we do this. I think we sacrifice the swamp. Just so I can guarantee the third trigger. Notably, I only have a couple more lands left in my deck anyway. Okay. I like both of these cards. I guess I could attack with the 6/6 to play the Administrator as a 6 power creature. I could Professor's Eye, get back my own combustion technique, but I don't want to discard any of these cards. They could just take 6 as well, so like it's not very spooky for them to do so. Yeah. I don't love my position, but I do still have Boomy to look forward to. If I was at high life total, I would make a different play. Haru. Yeah. The main reason I went with the 3/6 rather than a 9/9 was mostly due to that with a kicker. I can't even tell at this point. We're both through just so many cards here. This Guru has been just a bomb this game. The fact that I could not kill it has been awkward to say the least. Honestly, I don't even think he's gonna be good enough here. Well, that's a nice card. Unfortunately, we don't have too much left to get here, but My suspicion is we will be casting all of our spells this turn. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 6, 7 total. I do think we do this, but they just take it. There's just no point in attacking here. I can make Aang a 5/5, which I think will be relevant by sacrificing the airship to put a counter on Aang from the Earthbender Ascension. Is quite the board state. If they go like Mechanist, make the dude a 4/2, and they cast another lesson, then we're kind of in big trouble. So we've got a few cards left in the deck. 12 cards. We have another Spring of Renewal, I think. Second top? That's crazy. Alright. Fair enough. Second top. And a Guru? Man, what a deck. I'm sure they've done the math, if I had to take a wild guess. Can't do anything about that. Yeah, I'm sure I lost this game many, many turns ago. Could I have drawn something there? I don't think so. Uh, Cruel Days actually would have done it, funny enough. And maybe there was a world where I was supposed to. Yeah, I guess in hindsight, killing that Toph didn't do nearly as much as killing the flyer guy was going to do. Both were bad, but I certainly picked the one that was less bad. And I suppose I might have just needed to Zay to get back the kill spell quite a bit earlier. So we have red-green, and that's enough. That should be a good start. Hopefully we get to do the shenanigans, but if we don't, that's fine too. Definitely grab an island. Vindictive Sky Warden, so black, green. What counters? Oh, crazy. That's a weird non-attack, I'll be honest. You know, when in doubt, Aang it out. What I gotta say. Oh, I'm sorry, opponent. That was crazy. Rare into rare, rare. And they're playing the 2/2, which I do like this card, but yeah, I think they were gonna be unhappy either outcome. So I was gonna make this guy a 3/8. Yeah. Earthbender Ascension. Crazy card. All right, back at it again. Hmm. Well, this has cycle on 3. If I draw a forest, technically we're good here. And in the off chance, okay, this one actually requires some thinking. I could draw Professor's Eye, but that would be a good 2-drop to cast on 2 with blue-red. Uh, and Combustion Technique, I suppose, that like that's the 3. And then on turn 3, we get to Cycle of Renewal. So, I mean, it's definitely a keep. It's just a question of what land do I play first. So I think the answer is probably the prison into the island. But there's a world where it makes more sense to go island into forest. I do have 6 untapped green sources, notably. Okay, well, I feel good about our spot now. We have black. On here, I get to go herbalist. Is that what I want to do? Or would it be better to just go cycle of renewal? I don't really want to lead off on Longfang. I don't think I need to do that. If they kill this, this is worse. And if they blow up my island, that's even worse. So I think we just cast this now. Grab a plains island. I just didn't want to get quenched, mainly. Hmm. I kind of want to cast this and still be able to use something on it. It is the most mana efficient, though. I'll just play the herbalist and let that be good enough for now. Do they just do kill spell, court official? Sure. I think I get rid of Longfang or Zuko, one of those two. It's kind of close. I don't know. Kind of a silly sequence of cards, but I didn't want to get quenched. And then next turn I get to play around Quench with Hakoda, as well as just him being, synergy. Yeah, but I mean, like, getting to go Blasting Jelly, Herbalist, double bit of fixing seems good. I do think I like Zuko more than Longfang. Longfang is good, but does not promise to do too much. Okay. Azula is worth killing, say. Oh, that's interesting. Um, yeah, I suppose we'll just play Hakoda. The land on top. Is it worth it to No, I think we just chill. Or I could just put the fortune teller on their top library. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't mind giving them access to it again, but I think overall that's like fairly weak, if that's what they're spending their time doing. I don't love this. I'm at 0 cards in hand versus their 5, but I've got a kill spell on board. I've got a draw spell, so we have at least 2 bits of interaction. Oh, oops, I accidentally paused it. I hit space, which typically... That's fine. Actually not concerned about that in the slightest. Yeah, let's start off by drawing a card. I mean, that would require them to tap their whole board. And they would take 5. Probably not worth it, but I mean, what are the odds I draw something that's relevant? That's probably what they're considering. Is that worth 5 life? Possibly. Alright, they decided that it was not. Okay. They're going to do that on end step, and we are going to airbending lesson. Actually, honestly, I don't even think I should. It's not good. Well, not that it's not good, but it's not, like, worth doing, you know? I guess the question is, do I want that back? And I think the answer to that right now is no. Yeah, goodbye, Zuko. Can't say I love the prospect of drawing a land, but... Hmm. Joke's on you. Interesting to note that I do not see the top of my library. I guess because it happens in order, so you airbend first, it becomes exiled, you lose that effect. What's it, 6, 7 mana? I kind of just want to destroy their land. I don't think that's crazy. I've done that play a few times. Well, or at least I've had the option to do that a couple times, and it would have been good each time. So they did hit their swamp. Probably should have paid more attention to what land I was casting, but... Herbalist into Teo. We'll take it. Play our tap land. I think we contentedly pass the turn. I guess maybe I should have held on to a line for that, but on the flip side, I do get to discard the sparring dummy, kind of for sure. Obsessive Pursuit. So this makes a... Okay. So that's going to allow them to start attacking with this Otter Penguin each turn, and it's going to become larger and larger and larger. That said, I'm not actually particularly concerned about that. Yeah. So, Renewal. Any benefit to casting this now? I mean, I guess I know I don't want to have a land. Yeah. I mean, Teo with a Hakoda to back him up is kind of nice. There's a few spells they could have that would mess up that game plan. But I think it's okay. Messenger Hawk as a chump blocker, you said. We'll do this just to spook him a little. Unfortunate. Good old Zuko. Alright, we still have 6+ mana. I think we just Blasting Jelly this turn. Kill this thing. So worst case is they go make a clue, draw a card, draw a card. 3, 4, 5. And then that guy attacks, no blocks. Is there anything else I can draw? Cycle, Lost Days, Combustion Technique. I do think I want to do that. So we'll 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 8 mana, so 8 down to 6 down to 1. Pay 1 for this Combustion Technique plus... yeah. And then... So we have enough mana. Technically not lethal, but kind of wanted to play out all my options first. And there's just no world where I'm not supposed to just kill that guy. Okay. Well, we have them kind of through the grinder in a couple ways. We just did kill, kill. I mean, they have a 1/3. There is like Sozin, that would be a strong card, but I think the Administrator would get us there. Maybe? Hakoda, or Hakoda? Hakoda? Yeah, Hakoda. I don't know why I'm calling him Hakoda. I know I live near a place called Mankato, so that's kind of what I was thinking. So close. So close. All right, so this is a match with as much pressure as I'm gonna see for a while. Against a mythic opponent. How do we do? We've got a hand with blue, green mana slash red mana with a barrels and a sparring dummy. So lots of promise. Avatar Aang, obviously a very good card. And then I'm quite happy to just play a 1-3. Blocks their 2-1. I mean, the ramp is certainly relevant, but I'm hoping to hit a land next turn. I mean, obviously, it would be ideal. Earth King General. Oofta. Well, I don't really like the idea of taking 6 this next turn, so I'm gonna just play Blasting Jelly and pass. It's a little tough. I think if they only played one thing, like, I'm content, but again, this could go sideways very quickly. Three mana, Avatar Enthusiast. Okay, so it means we probably don't take damage this turn. A lot of X2s. That is a lot of X2s. Well, I guess that's now a 3 power creature, but... fairly awkward. I do think I get to probably airbend the Enthusiast. I mean, that's crazy, bro. Let them scry one first. I guess we're taking 6 this turn. No blocks. Crack my dude. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's just way too aggressive of a draw for me to deal with. I think maybe I was supposed to... Yeah, missing that land drop was very critical. Is there any world where I can catch back up next turn? I mean, they're going to attack me for 8, 10, lethal, so you got me. Ain't no world where I survive. You can chump, but that's about it. Shoot. Well, you know what? The world will come again. We shall have our shot at Mythic yet. Regardless, this deck has been ridiculously fun. Just have to hope to hit our land drops a little bit more consistently. And then also, that's a questionable one. I'm curious on if you guys would have taken the 6 there, because, yeah. Okay. So this is an interesting set. So we do have an early combustion technique, kind of regardless of what happens. And then we can follow that up with a cycle of renewal to fix the rest of our mana. Good enough. I have an assumption that it's not the strongest card for them, but I think here I'm okay to play the... since my whole game plan isn't like built on that. And the upside next turn is fairly strong. If I get to go spend 5 mana, fair enough. Do I actually just get to... Oh, jeez. 0 mana fixing, we just cast Hang On for. I don't even care if he dies. Obviously, I want him to live, but, like, that's hilarious. Okay, well, clearly, we're in a bit of a pickle now. If they're just gonna be mono removal, you got me. But hopefully Professor is good enough. Don't. Just gotta scare them a little bit, you know? Grab ourselves a swamp, and I guess... Do we have any double-colored cards? I have a lot of all the colors. Black, green, question mark? And nothing in my hand, so I guess we just do that. Yeah, I mean, they're just removal, removal, removal. Well, one of these things will stick. Maybe. I guess I should probably have played the forest. That said, if their game plan is just to kill all my creatures and not play anything of their own, my follow-up creatures will be pretty good. One other thing I've learned to do is to... I mean, at this point, without the Professor, I guess there really is no reason. I guess Teo. Oh, that's crazy. What? Is this a board wipe now? Am I getting Sozened? They have Black Sun, sure. Alright. You know what? Fair enough, mate. Don't need the white mana. I mean, that still only effectively killed, like... Oh, well. I am getting Ozide. Okay, I kind of need to draw it this turn then, don't I? I guess I don't know what they could have. I mean, I could airbending lesson, question mark. That's a thing that gets rid of Ozai. Lost Days still kills Ozai. I mostly want to draw to my action rather than to deal with theirs. Okay. You know what? You got me. Crazy. 7 plus 4? Fair enough. Lightning Strike too? Man, that would be crazy. Sure. I guess that doesn't change too much. I need to keep white mana up, I think, for the Ozai. Or for Airbending Lesson. Is that my only real draw here? Or do I have another out? I guess I should have done it on their upkeep, but it felt fine. Clearly it wasn't. Boomy would be an okay draw next turn. But looks like I don't have the mana to do that. Yeah, as long as I leave white up, I guess, or that thing up. No, that's not right. Oh, I have the Blasting Jelly, so I don't even know why I'm overthinking this. Alright. Dang. Well, I would have had one more turn, but, crazy. What a weird deck. If I could answer their one thing, then we win. Such is life. Such is life. What is this deck? Ozai, Faded Firepower. Day of Black Sun. That's crazy. That's really cool. Well, props to our opponents. Man, this deck felt good. And I think I'm on the right track with these multicolored decks. I think I struck really well on that first of the three that you'll now have seen, and then the second time I did it, but poorly. So now what have I learned? Well, you have to be really aggressive with your hands to make sure that they do something by turn 3 or 4, which I think that's not untrue in general. Like that's a very, I suppose, like reasonable. I think that's a reasonable line in general. I don't think this quite had all the pieces it needed on the top end. I think I probably could have cut the administrator. And Zuko, he was all right. He was all right. Do I think he was worth stretching for? In the end, I think the answer was no. But now we know. Now we know. I probably would have gone like this if I was going to run it back. Second Boomy and a second Boulder. Maybe like Grand versus the second Boomy or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Well, live and learn. Hopefully the next one goes better. And Mythic will elude us for one more draft. Just one, though, for sure, right? Anyways, hope you had a good time. I'll catch you later.